recruiting class in 2017, and 2017 is so loaded it's almost ridiculous. I heard part of an interview. It was on ESPN 700 with Biggins and from Scout, and he was saying how great the class of 2017 in the state of Utah, and I think the state of Utah is even more talented in 2018. So believe it or not, that's it'll be fun to watch. Next year is going to be a really fun year. Some of these guys are going to have other offers, going to have other options. It's just a matter of are they gonna want to come to Utah State? Are they gonna have a connection with the coaches? Are they gonna get offered early? And are the Aggies gonna recruit them hard and obviously convince them they can come in and play right away, which a lot of these guys do, even the 2017 guys, and some of them are mission kids, and it's all a process. That's part of the long term plan, right? Is to recruit the state of Utah first. So. Seth, I'll let you talk. I've blabbered enough.
No, I'm just flabbergasted, man. You're just a wealth of knowledge. I don't really have anything else to say except when we went to the 4A right before we went to Nevada, we went down there to the state championship games and on the sidelines and on the east sidelines, and those guys, Jesus, walking around and it's like kid walks by you and he's a freshman. It's like, are you serious? So I mean, he's seriously, like you said before, earlier in the podcast, it's like that's going to be a rich program for a long time with different players, and it just the state of Utah just gets the high school quality of players. It's just getting better and better every year. And today, Utah State offered a kid from Southern Utah that's 2020, I do believe.
Right.
So, I mean, he's a freshman, and he's got an offer from Utah State, and Utah State's not even the first program to offer him. He's already had an offer, kind of rich bloodline of last name, I mean, he's got, I'm assuming they're brothers, that are playing D1 ball, Nevada and
Gabe, yeah.
things like that. But yeah, I mean, Utah, it's not to be overlooked, and obviously big programs, the other day I saw a kid from Bingham, Michigan was into recruiting him. He's got Michigan offer or whatever, and he actually took the guy to church with him. That's like Michigan putting on the full court press right there, going to church with a recruit, but never really heard that one before. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the state of Utah and in the future that, the players, and they just need the opportunity. There's some players in this class that I think deserve offers that just for some reason are not getting them, whether it be from Utah State or other schools in general,
Right.
And it's just, we got a long time. I mean, there's still almost 2 months until signing day, and a lot of things change, and there's been a lot of decommitments, and there's a lot of been people transferring. And I mean, I think Fresno, since their coaching change, I think they've had like 8 people transfer out, 8 players transfer out. I think the number's up to now 7 or 8 players that are transferring. There's a kid that actually plays middle linebacker with the Utah State commit out of Florida, Columbia. He's a middle linebacker / safety. But the knock on him, he's not very big. He's only like 5'10". His last name's Watson, and he was committed to Fresno State, and it was his only offer, and Tedford came in, and he doesn't have a scholarship there anymore, so he's looking, and talking with Columbia's dad, he just raves about the kid. He loves him, like he's just a ball player, and so it's just players like that you just, that's the recruiting process. So you feel bad for them when things like that happen. They think they got a spot and a coaching change or something happens, and then all of a sudden, they're left to hanging, high and dry. So hopefully he lands on his feet, and that's just one example. I mean, it happens all over the country all the time. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, I like this time of year. Dead period kind of sucks because everything slows down, but the holidays are here, so um, we're busy doing that stuff too with our families. So that kind of preoccupies us a little bit. But I think we'll get maybe, I don't know. I think I wouldn't be surprised to get a couple more commits, this weekend or next week,
Hmm.
but we'll see. We got to find out who the JUCO guys that are coming this weekend are. Um, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously focusing on two things. These first 2 weeks or these first two big groups. Um, One, swinging for the fences, and two, JUCO guys that can come in right away. They're not usually gonna have a JUCO guy come in and visit. Um, that's not a December grad. Obviously, they've had some high school guys come in, especially the high school guys that are either going to make a decision soon or that have already committed somewhere, or if they, um, which I like. I like them um, coming in early if they're gonna do a visit. So say they do 5 visits and they're pretty much committed, like Lorenzo Fautea, he's committed to Oregon State. So if Utah State's gonna flip him, they're gonna have to bring him in now and see what he thinks, show him what they have to offer, and then see what happens from there. Um, you don't want to wait till the last second to bring kid in and well, I mean, obviously different. Every situation is different, especially if they're going on a mission or something like that, like Lorenzo. But um, my point is that you definitely want to kind of feel those guys out and see what happens, and then obviously get the JUCO guys in there as well. So that's kind of how this weekend as well, with Carson Terrell and Lorenzo Fautea coming in along with a couple of JUCO guys. So um, it'll definitely be interesting to see. Like I say, once we know, I think before the holidays and everything, we'll know who's coming, who's not, and then we can kind of I think the staff expects to kind of recalibrate and resituate some things, even probably offer a couple of different guys going into January. They didn't offer Kent Myers until he came on his visit, right? Um, there's a lot of examples like that. That a guy that they really like didn't get an offer till January. So if anybody's listening to this message, definitely hang in there. It doesn't mean you're not getting an offer, or somebody you know or somebody you like or whatever the case may be. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and just to
Um,
add,
yeah,
uh, this weekend, uh, Chandler Dolphins actually going to be visiting
right.
up at Utah State. He doesn't have an offer right now. He's a offensive lineman, plays at Alta. He's a nasty dude. Just one of the guys that I think he's probably top three offensive lineman right now in this class anyway, in the state top five. Um, and I talked to him. He's got a preferred walk on spot up there. They
Mm,
offered him a preferred walk on, but they want him to come up. So he's hoping, once he gets to visit with them more and as time goes on, he seems like a really smart kid. When I talk to him, he's like, there's a lot of time left. He's like, so I'm just playing it by ear, and obviously he wants an offer, but so depending on how everything else falls, with Utah State, that would be one to look for, and hopefully he could bring his teammate up there too. That plays on the offensive side of the ball, but we'll see how that goes. But so yeah, I know he's coming up there as well, but obviously he doesn't have a offer or anything like that, but just a preferred walk-on spot so far.
yeah, yeah, and some of the best players in the state of Utah this year, I think, are a little bit on that that edge of being offered and not being offered, depending on commits and different things. I've already said my opinion on that, but more than anything, the coaches are trying to get the best player, obviously. And they don't want to offer everybody and then be kind of stuck in a hard place either. So it'll be interesting. I haven't heard when Tyler Batty's going to come for a visit. He's a guy that's not a Mission kid. Dolphin's not a Mission kid. Chandler Dolphin is not a Mission kid. Dylan Tucker from Layton High School is not a Mission kid. Josh Davis is not a Mission kid. Jalen Warren is not a Mission kid. So some of these guys that could be on the close to the border, close to the edge of getting an offer, um, could happen. Sometimes the mission thing it makes it easier for them to get an offer. Sometimes it complicates things. Sometimes when they're not going on a mission, if they were going on a mission, they would get an offer. So it's in the state of Utah and recruiting in Utah is interesting because obviously not everybody's LDS. That's the bottom line. But some kids, they are considering going on a mission. They're not sure if they're going on a mission, so sometimes that comes into play as well, which would be kind of interesting to watch. I think that could happen with a couple different guys, from what I've heard. So that's just something to keep in mind, and we'll see what happens. But those are four of the probably the four best players. I think I'm forgetting somebody. Correct me if I'm wrong. Those are probably the four best recruits out of the state of Utah. I can look it up and let you talk. But those are probably the four best recruits from the state of Utah that are not going on a mission. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but anyway.
Hey, before we run out of time,
Yeah, we're
anybody
probably.
have any questions that they asked us?
So who do you think you talk about this? We've got like 2 minutes. Who do you think will be the biggest impact guy next year from this recruiting class?
From the recruiting class that we have so far?
Well, 2017, like maybe it's a guy that they haven't committed or anything. Who knows? Just somebody that you think could be the.
Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb and just with who's committed so far. He might not even play, but I think he's going to push the position group. Would be Columby out of Florida, the quarterback. I think he's that good. I think he can come in and push those guys. He's been playing the position since he's like 10, so, and his dad's a coach, and he's just been around the game a lot. And I know that's, goes without saying with a lot of these guys, but Jordan Love, I really like Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I liked what he did, so I think it's going to be, I don't know. I think the last game of the year, I didn't disagree with, Myers starting or playing or whatever, and I don't think that's really going to show us what's going to happen next year.
Right.
With Hobbs, we don't really know what we have in Hobbs. But
The bottom line is Love and Columbia are going to get every chance to start, to play, to not redshirt, whatever the case may be. So they're going to get their chances. We'll see that the offense may be different next year. The offense may be exactly identical. I guess we'll see. We're almost out of time. We're going to record another podcast, so look for part 2. We've literally got 30 seconds, so I'm going to put another plug in for you, stateaggies.com. Premium memberships are under $5 per month. You're going to get the first information about coaching changes, recruits, all kinds of things. Those premium memberships are worth it, no doubt about that. It's something that you're going to definitely need as a huge Aggie fan. So thanks for listening. Listen to part 2. Appreciate it.